Sami Zayn just had the biggest match of his life against Roman Reigns, but unfortunately for him, he couldn't get the job done. Kevin Owens made his return after being absent from TV since the Royal Rumble, and Austin Theory retained his United States Championship in a very entertaining Elimination Chamber match. Stick around as we talk about that and so much more. What's good, everybody? My name is Stories. Appreciate you for clicking on the video, and today we're going to be talking about the 2023 Elimination Chamber. Overall, I enjoyed the show. I don't really have too many complaints outside of the finish to Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, which we'll get into. But I want to start off by talking about the Women's Elimination Chamber match, because that was the opening match on this show. Now, the winner of this match will become the #1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. So, the competitors in this match were Asuka, Carmella, Raquel Rodriguez, Nikki Cross, Natalya, and Liv Morgan. Overall, this was a fun match to start the show. The crowd was into it, and there were a couple cool spots in here. For example, Nikki Cross, she had a crossbody off of a pod. Liv Morgan, she was on top of a pod and she had a sunset flip onto Raquel Rodriguez and powerbombed her. But after all the cool spots that they did in this match, it came down to Asuka and Carmella, and Asuka was able to submit Carmella with an armbar. So she won the match, and she'll be facing Bianca Belair at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Championship. Like I said at the beginning, this was a fun match, and the right person won. I couldn't really see anybody else winning this match besides Asuka, and her versus Bianca Belair should be interesting. Next up, we got Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. In all honesty, I'm surprised that they did this match at Elimination Chamber instead of WrestleMania. I was a little confused whether Bobby Lashley was a face or a heel, because he came out acting like a face. But eventually he turned into a heel because the crowd just went crazy when Brock Lesnar came out. This was pretty much everything you would expect from a Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley match. I mean, there were no drop down leapfrogs, it was just straight suplexes, spears, and F5s. Towards the end, Bobby Lashley, he had Brock Lesnar in a hurt lock. Lesnar couldn't escape, so he hit Lashley with a low blow, which led to the referee disqualifying him from the match. So after that, Brock Lesnar, he just went on a rampage. He hit the referee with an F5. He hit Bobby Lashley with an F5. And then he F5'd Bobby Lashley through the announce table. And then he hit the referee with another F5 on the outside. So my problem with this was I felt like they could have skipped this matchup at Elimination Chamber. They could have just given it to us at WrestleMania. I feel like there's definitely going to be another match at WrestleMania just because there was no clean finish here. Again, I just don't understand why they couldn't just give it to us at WrestleMania, why we had to have it now. But another interesting factor that I want to mention is Bray Wyatt did insert himself into Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley's business when he cut a promo on SmackDown the night before. So who knows, maybe we get a triple threat match, maybe we get a one-on-one match between Bray Wyatt and either Bobby Lashley or Brock Lesnar. It's way too soon to tell what the plan is for Bray Wyatt and these two men, but we'll find out within the coming weeks, I'm sure. Moving on to our next match, we got Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley from the Judgment Day with Dominic Mysterio at ringside versus Edge and Beth Phoenix. When Edge made his entrance, the crowd, they were super excited to see him. During the match, Dominic, he got some very unpleasant chants that I can't really say right now because they're explicit, but the crowd was eating up everything that took place in this match. And I also forgot to mention at the beginning, but the crowd, they were pretty hot for the whole night. They were into pretty much everything that was taking place. And you could tell that they were excited to watch wrestling, so shout out to the crowd in Montreal. Anyways, back to the match. This was very enjoyable, couple cool spots. Beth Phoenix, she hit Rhea Ripley with a superplex off the top rope. Edge and Finn Balor were fighting on the second rope, and both women came through and hit them with power bombs. But towards the end, Edge hit a spear on Finn Balor, and then Edge and Beth Phoenix to the Shatter Machine on Finn Balor, and they picked up the victory. Overall, this was really fun to watch, and I hope they pivot in a new direction with Edge. I don't want to see Edge versus the Judgment Day anymore. Hopefully he gets a fresh feud for WrestleMania. Next up, we have a men's Elimination Chamber match for the United States Championship. The competitors in this match were Austin Theory, Montez Ford, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, and Seth Rollins. This was my favorite Elimination Chamber match of the night. I definitely liked it better than the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Montez Ford, he had a very cool spot in here where he climbed all the way onto the top of the cage. So he was basically on the roof. And then he jumped onto all the competitors that were in the match. Johnny Gargano, Seth Rollins, and Montez Ford, they all worked together to eliminate Bronson Reed. Even though he got eliminated, he looked strong because it took 3 people to eliminate him. Another cool spot in here was Rollins. He was about to powerbomb Johnny Gargano off of a pod, but Gargano countered into a Hurricane Rana, and he basically landed on Damian Priest, I believe. Montez Ford and Seth Rollins worked together to hit a blockbuster on Damian Priest, and after that, they eliminated him. So towards the end of this match, Montez Ford, he was attempting a frog splash onto Austin Theory, but he got the knees up. Ford rolled over to the outside, but he ate a curb stomp on the Elimination Chamber floor. So Theory pinned him. Montez needed assistance leaving the ring, so that left the door wide open, which led to Logan Paul coming in. So he hit a buckshot lariat on Seth Rollins, and then he hit a curb stomp on Seth Rollins. After that, Austin Theory, he picked up Seth Rollins for an 8-count down, and he won the match, so he retained the United States Championship. So pretty much Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins is all but confirmed for WrestleMania. It should be a good match because Logan Paul, he takes wrestling seriously, and Seth Rollins, he's just one of the best that WWE has. It should be a fun match to watch. And finally, for the match that we've all been waiting for, we got Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. In my personal opinion, this was an absolute masterpiece. Definitely the best match on the show. Crowd participation and emotions definitely played a factor in me saying that. The crowd, they were into it throughout the whole match. Obviously, they were in favor of Sami Zayn, and they booed the hell out of Roman Reigns. They did a really good job of making us believe that Sami Zayn could actually win it. For example, Sami Zayn, he hit an exploder suplex in the corner, a Superman punch, and then a haluva kick, but he got a 2 count. There was a spot in here where Roman Reigns was about to spear Sami Zayn through the barricade, but Sami sidestepped it and Roman Reigns ran into the barricade. He then threw Reigns into the ring and hit him with a blue thunder bomb and got a 2 count, and the crowd was absolutely shocked when Roman Reigns kicked out. Eventually, the referee, he went down, and this is where the tomfoolery started. So Jimmy Uso came out, hit Sami Zayn with a few super kicks, and then a splash off the top rope. And then he put Roman Reigns over Sami Zayn for the pinfall. A new referee came down, but Sami Zayn kicked out at 2. Crowd exploded for that. Eventually, that referee that came down got taken out by a Superman punch. So we got 2 referees that got knocked out. Roman Reigns, he was calling for a chair, so Paul Heyman gave him one. As he was about to hit Sami with the chair, Jey Uso, he made his appearance. He came in between Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. So Roman, he told Jey to hit Sami with the chair, but Jey was very hesitant to do it. So Roman got up in his face and started shoving him around. Sami Zayn, he attempted to spear on Roman Reigns, but Roman sidestepped him and he inadvertently hit Jey Uso with the spear instead. And then Roman Reigns, he unleashed a bunch of chair shots onto Sami Zayn and hit him with a spear for the win. So he retained the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. After the match, Jimmy and Roman, they continued to attack Sami, but Kevin Owens made his return, and that got a huge pop from the crowd. He hit Roman with a stunner, gave Jimmy Uso a pop-up powerbomb onto the announce table. He gave a stunner to Paul Heyman, and then to end off, Sami Zayn gave a haluva kick to Roman Reigns. So even though Sami Zayn couldn't win the match here, he went out the hero, got a huge ovation from the crowd. And we'll have to see what happens next with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn over the weeks. It looks like they're being set up to take the tag team championships off of the Usos, but we still don't really know what's going on with Jey Uso because he didn't really get much of a spotlight in this match. He kind of just ate a spear by Sami Zayn and that was that. But there is a possibility that Jey Uso might be splitting from the bloodline because back at the Royal Rumble he walked out on Roman Reigns, and then right here Roman Reigns told him to hit Sami with the chair but he wouldn't do it. So there are a lot of factors that we don't know about and how they're going to progress this feud, but we'll just have to see over the coming weeks. Overall, I enjoyed the Elimination Chamber. I think that this is probably one of the best Road to WrestleManias that we've gotten in a long time. But that's going to be it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button. If you want to hear more from me, hit that subscribe button. And I'm out.